Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today? I can tell I've been recording too much because my voice has just been screaming at me in the mornings, but it's good to see everybody. It's good to be at a more reasonable Eastern daily time. Or not daily time. What is it? Eastern daylight time? Anyways, I'm happy that it's not 7:30 is what I'm saying. So shout out to everybody. First sip of coffee by Butterfield Market, Toasted Hazelnut. Trying to get that sponsorship in there. All right, good to see everybody. A lot of people in the chat early. We love to see it. Drippy saying NBA Top Shot deleted their Twitter. What's going on here? Let's verify that right now. I don't think so. No, I think they switched to at NBA Top Shot. I think they switched. The Beamer shouting out Tim Hortons. Love to hear that. All right, we get some fun stuff today. Let's get some business out of the way. Let's get these likes up here early. Let's like that stream now. Let's get more people in here. You know what I'm saying? So like the stream. You've already subscribed. If you're here right now, you already subscribed. Craig, right off the bat, we need some stress test drops, right? I thought we were getting one yesterday. Everybody got excited on Twitter, was sharing some stuff. I was like, okay, got to multitask. We got to get something today though, right? How are we still not at round 3 of Cool Cats? Also, some more news. Gifting has been turned back on, right? So if you've been hanging with us, we got a shit ton to give away. So we'll be not today, but like we've already given them away. So I need to start giving them away. Let's go. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at some stuff last night. So the first dude, I don't know if you guys watched some games. Also, let's just say this off the top. If it's your first time here, we're going to review a little bit of last night's action and just see like, undervalued, overvalued, something to pay attention to. And then if you got questions, you can fire them in there. I'm going to try to focus on the NBA stuff right off the top, and then we'll get to the questions. But also shout out Scott G in the chat, Sco Dog, Nerdbird, Craig. We get some Joe Vu in here. It's time to get cracking. All right. So last night, Michael Porter Jr. Let me share some screen here. Let me share some screen so you're not getting the full face. You know what I'm saying? I don't think we need the full face here. So Michael Porter Jr. now 4 games in a row, 20 plus points. So we've talked about him quite a bit. But Mike Malone's playing him 34 minutes a game. I was saying how, before the All-Star break, the Nuggets are quietly winning some games here. And everyone is still acting like they're not playing well. Like we're still being like, oh, the Nuggets are off to a slow start right now. And as I'm pulling up the standings, like, yes, they still are, probably behind expectation a little bit. Right now, they're in the 5 seed at 23-16. But they're 1 game behind the loss column from the Clippers for the 4 seed and 3 games behind the Lakers. So it's not like they're that far off from everyone. And they took it to the Pacers last night. I mean, all of the usual suspects, right? But I just think Michael Porter Jr. is so underpriced on this site. And we'll look at Rising Stars in a little bit. But right, the Series 1 dunk, he's sub 500. His Series 2 out of 15,000 is $38. Like, if you want to try to, like, if you're getting in low on someone who has an incredible ceiling on a talented team, like he's going to be an impact player this year. But then you think about how raw and young he is on a team that's also pretty young. Like Jokic and Murray are still young dudes. Like that's a pretty core nucleus. Like with Jeremy Grant leaving, it's clear they're like, okay, we're paying Michael Porter Jr. Like this is our core 3 here. So, and even looking at his rookie debut moment, $8,000, his metallic gold, 3,400. Like these are expensive, right? His first moment on the site, 1,100. Still underpriced, I think, compared to some of the other like young superstars' first moments. I shouldn't call him a superstar, young potential superstar first moments. But yeah, again, 4 games in a row of 20 plus points. Like he's starting to gain the trust a little bit more of Mike Malone. So he's getting like real minutes. I just want to compare his Rising Stars price to everybody else too. So like Rui Hachimura, who's had 2 good games in a row against the Bucks, 630. Tyler Hero, 630. Michael Porter Jr., 515. All right, let's look at who else is in it. I understand Campazzo's a rookie, so maybe that's the difference. But like, how? How is Campazzo more expensive? I like Keldon Johnson. How is Keldon Johnson more expensive? Who else is in this range? I mean, like Brandon Clark's pretty much in that range. RJ Barrett, roughly the same price. DeAndre Hunter. I mean, I like DeAndre Hunter. So Michael Porter Jr. just seems like weirdly underpriced on this site. I don't understand. Basketball Empire, one of the most offensively skilled players I've ever seen. Such a pure shooter, and at that size too. I mean, like he's gonna get his threes. He's gonna get his threes. So I really like Michael Porter Jr. and I just think he's someone that's overpriced. Someone else who's like starting to finally take off after playing like garbage, and he's only got one moment on the site. And if you remember, like 2 weeks ago, he was like $200 because of the Cool Cats challenge, and now he's at 19. So I don't know. I'm not saying go get Will Barton, but Will Barton's playing a lot better now. I watched a lot of that Nuggets game, and he's back to his. They were just moving the ball so well last night. Like everybody looked like they were an excellent passer, and when that's happening, Barton is one of those guys that like fills in the seam so easily, like fills up the lane. He does a little bit of everything. So I'm not saying like invest heavily in Will Barton, but like $19 for a dude out of 12,000 that's going to be in a playoff team. I don't know. Just thoughts that came up. Sorry guys, we got an itchy eye this morning. So Michael Porter Jr. I think Jokic is still criminally underpriced. He's now like a hair behind LeBron for the favorite of MVP, which again obviously could shift when Embiid comes back. But depending on how many games Embiid misses, the Sixers have no need to rush him back right now. Somebody think about the other team. The other game I wanted to talk about, the Knicks Nets was a little wild. And I mean, these guys are all, no one's going to be like $6 on here. But Kyrie Irving, like quietly turned into a 2-guard instead of the point, and I just wanted to scroll his prices a little bit. I mean, Seeing Stars, that probably dips a little bit. But Series 1 being 780, his first moment's up to 3K out of 1,000. But Kyrie Irving was somebody. I mean, again, these dudes are expensive. I want to go back to Harden's sick moment on this site. This moment right here got up to like 1,400, is now down to 700. So if you're trying to get wild, I just think that's a sick moment, like a block to advance to the second round with his former team, Series 1. I think it's just a good moment. But man, the Nets team, and we talk about them almost every day, they're still without Durant, and they look good. They look good. Also, shout out to the Knicks for Knicks are putting up a fight. I didn't think that game was going to be that close, which I know is sacrilege to say that while living in New York, but here we are. Shout out S-Grass for the Twitch algo there. All right, let me catch up on some comments here. I know I was in the zone right there. I'm getting a lot of comments to check on PJ Washington. We can check PJ. This is a PJ fan-friendly show. Ooh, up to 385, huh? Listen, we've been pumping him since he was at 280. Still under price. He's getting all those badges. I know somebody else said that in the comments too, like the badges are coming. Yeah, I'm ready for him. I'm ready for the badges. Thoughts on TJ Warren Series 1? He blew up in the bubble, but has been hurt the majority of the season. Yeah, TJ, the one thing about TJ Warren is like, even when he blew up, I mean, I wasn't on Top Shot then, but even when he blew up, he wasn't very sexy on here. Wow, his metallic gold though is under 750. And like this is just 105. Yeah, I mean, like if you want the risk in here, I think what limits the risk is the fact that it's his first moment and it's $100. That's cool. Like you're not investing crazy money. So like worst case, it's $100. My concern with TJ Warren is just like, even when he's going off, people aren't really pumping him up. But that is very cheap for somebody. You're right, because in the bubble, man, he was unbelievable. Yeah, I like that. I like that call. For that price is pretty good. I missed who Joe Vu was talking about, where you said could easily average 20 to 25 if he was on the Rockets. So I'll go back and get that. All right, Taylor, do you think the Rising Stars will drop a bunch after the challenge and get? Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they're going to drop a bunch, but we see this every time the challenge is over, that those moments drop. I think this one will have less of a, like when the Cool Cats challenge ended, oh my God, like those prices cratered, right? I don't think we'll see quite the cratering because these are still like, you know, rising stars. So I think people will still be excited to like own those, especially some of those young dudes, right? Like, well, maybe not though, with those prices being where they are right now, like if they dip. But anyways, yes, I like the idea of scooping some of them. I actually just picked up Nickeil Alexander-Walker, rising star, because we got to get that Zion. You know what I'm saying? We got to get that Zion. Yeah, Julius Randle from that same game. I meant to pivot over to the Knicks. Man, Julius Randle is turning into this like point forward that is distributing the ball. Like he had a wild triple double. No, maybe I'm thinking of Harden's stat line. Let me pull this up real quick. I know Harden had like another fat triple double where he's getting like 15 and 15. Yeah, real quick. Harden had 21, 15, and 15. Wow. But Julius Randle, 33 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals. Yeah, so let's see. Let's look at Series 1, Julius Randle. I'm assuming this is his first moment. It sure is. Wow, Julius Randle, he's got a legendary one in there too. So this sub 300 for this. First moment on the site. Yeah, I like that a lot. Nice dunk down the middle against the Sixers. I mean, listen, if you believe in the Knicks, both short-term and long-term, like Randle seems to be a key cog in it. So, and I mean, New York is starving for the Knicks to be good. So if that happens, like they will be worshiping Randle. I mean, you're already seeing it right now. They're freaking out being like 500, and rightfully so. It's a fun team. It's a fun team. Are the filters back? The filters are back because I remember they like disappeared. Oh yeah, there they are. There are those filters. Team Durant, Team LeBron. I wonder what that's going to be. Do you think we're going to get an All-Stars pack, an All-Stars rare pack? What's it going to be? Oh yeah. The Harden stuff, I don't know if like he's just not fan friendly right now, that people are still like, can I root for a guy that purposely got fat? So yeah, I don't know. I would, oh man, sun's coming in. Yeah, Harden does feel underpriced on this site. I mean, he's still expensive, right? Like it's not like he's underpriced, get him for $20, but it does feel like you can get Harden at a discount. All right, Zach Campbell, you put it in all caps. Let's look at Kelly Oubre. I do like Kelly Oubre. My only concern with him is he does feel like if the Warriors are going to make a move, it's going to be him. But, you know, I'm also very high on Series 1, right? I've said that over and over again. This is his first moment. It's a sick block where he's coming out of nowhere. On NBA Top Shot Guru, Terrence Ross. I mean, I do really like this block. I like Series 1. But my concern is, right, like if he's on a team that's not doing anything, like are we watching Kelly Oubre at all? You know, we're seeing him a bunch right now because he's on the Warriors. But if he's not on the Warriors, does anybody care? If Kelly Oubre falls on a forest and it's not in Golden State, does anyone notice? Something to think about. But that is, I mean, again, I like first moments, Series 1 moments, high on those. And that checks those boxes for 167. What's up, Magpie? Do you have a strategy for late night market and Top Shot? Here in Europe, your night market is my morning market, so I start the day with it. I think, you know, I think it's up to the individual, but I like picking a price point. Two things. I like picking a price point. So if I'm like, okay, I'd be down to spend 150 today, and I like filtering through that and just kind of like scrolling around, seeing what it looks like. The other thing I really like doing, and you can tell that this is my strategy, is based on how this show, right? There's a handful of players that I believe are undervalued right now and have upside, like the combo of that. And I like checking in on their price every day and seeing how it's trending. Not necessarily, and like maybe there's a price point that I'm like, once it gets there, I'm snagging it. But I like the Michael Porter Jr. is such a fascinating case because I think it would be one thing if he was more like a Lou Dort player, where you see his value in like the grit and grind of basketball, and it's like a less sexy thing. So I could see his value being lower. But with Michael Porter Jr., like he's got highlights, And so for him to still be underpriced, I enjoy looking at that every day because I like watching Michael Porter Jr. But no, I enjoy keeping an eye on that because it's like, what is everyone else not seeing that I'm seeing? Or what am I missing here? What am I missing? And it could just be like he's got health concerns. Like, could be that. So yeah, that's kind of how I approach it most days, whether it's late night or early morning. And I always like, if I'm interested in challenges, I like check the challenge prices every day as well. Ooh, Alex. Yeah. Alex was on this early when we kept saying PJ Washington is $15, 315. He's like, that ain't right. And he was right. It's down to 385. Ooh, yeah. Let's look at the quickly prices. And I just skipped a couple of questions too, so I'll go back to those. But I want to look at quickly since we were just talking about the Knicks. Also, a reminder, if you haven't liked the stream yet, do that. We're seeing a bunch of new people up in here, which I love to see this early in the morning. But I will say, only 50% have liked the stream. And if we like that a little bit more, we get some more people in here. And the more the better, because we get better questions. Not that you guys aren't already crushing it with questions. You know what I mean? Yeah, quickly up to 1,100. Wow. I'm telling you, man, New York loves to just go nuts. I will say, though, I saw NBA.com had like a rookie ladder ranking and had quickly above like Halliburton and some. I like quickly. I like quickly a lot, but let's chill. Let's chill over Halliburton. Come on. See, that's the difference. Major market in Sacramento. That's the difference right there. Although if you disagree in the chat, let me know. Like maybe I feel like I've watched enough of the Knicks. Like I like him. I like him a lot. C Dot says Conley challenge is the biggest buzz. 367. Yeah. I'm chilling on the Conley contest. I thought those prices were going to come way down. I'm kind of surprised they're still as high as they are. If other players in the moment ever become a collectible thing, check out Miles Bridges. Yeah, dude, that's something that we've talked about before too. Like, I think it was actually J.E. Skeets who said this on Club Top Shot a while back, how he like looked at every single moment LeBron was in. But I agree, man. Miles Bridges puts together some highlights. I like Miles Bridges a lot, and it's usually a lot of like dimes. LaMelo and Miles Bridges play so well together, so we're gonna see a lot of those highlights. I like that. All right, what else did I miss here? Oh, I think I forgot. I didn't know. Yeah, a lot of people mentioning the box score error. I don't know, man. I'm always wrong on these things, so it probably will have some value. My first reaction is like, unless it's a superstar or like a monumental thing in the error, I'm like, does it really matter? But I don't know. Collectors have their ways, All right, Billy, how would you spend 400 PJ Washington in a Series 2 common 35K or Zion base dunk against Sac and another moment for 150? Ooh, let's just look at let's filter some stuff, huh? Let's just look at 400 and let's go by, let's do this. All right. Oh God, Jeff Teague, pass on Jeff Teague. So PJ Washington is 385, right? Yeah. Man, like in this situation, gosh, man, you're like pitting two lovers against each other when it comes to PJ and Zion. I've watched too much Pelicans. They either win by 30 or lose by 30, but man, Zion looks like he's going to average 40 at some point, right? Like, whew. What's the Zion? Let's look at the Zion dunk, actually. Is it this one right here? Is it this one? No, this is a layup, so it's not this one. Man, that's nice too. And out of 7,500, which is nice. Ooh, man, I like Zion so much. I really do. He's going to be it's this one right here, 255. This price was up around like 600 at one point. So to see this down at 255, that's a big old dunk. Who's that on? Is that on Bagley? Yeah. No, it's not. Who is that? I hope it's Whiteside, that dumbass. Yeah, man. Oh gosh. I can't believe I would pick against PJ, so this is tough. I feel like you can't go wrong here. I like both of these calls, Billy. I like both of them. You're going to have to decide who do you like more. Yeah, Adrian, I agree with that. I was looking at that yesterday. The Steph does feel too cheap. I'm pro Steph. Grab all the Steph you can. Also, this isn't financial advice. We got to say that, right? Do you think when the season is over, people start buying more of a variety of moments? Do you think the market slows down? Yeah, I've been thinking about that, right? One of the benefits is the NBA is turning into the NFL a little bit, where we just talk about it year round. So I'm sure there's a little lull, but once like free agency kicks in, I'm sure people freak out about that, right? People changing teams, new super teams being created. So I think you'll see a little lull after the finals, and then it'll probably spike again at free agency and then come back down. And then like summer camp will be, or summer league will be freaking out again. So that would be my guess with that. But I do think we'll see it slow down a little bit. Josh says, seeing stars, sell Zion. What is this scene? Let's look at the seeing stars. Also, let me know if you're going after the seeing stars in the chat. Be curious how many people are going after it. Zion is in the challenge that's happening right now, right? He was on Team Durant. What's he at? Man, these prices came all the way back down. I felt like such an idiot for selling my Ben Simmons seeing stars at 220, and now seeing it down at 180. Where's Zion? Here he is, 450. Yeah, it seems like we're getting closer to the peak of this challenge, right? It's been out for a little bit. So I think it's okay to move off him if you're ready. I mean, it's so hard to know if you're selling the peak. I think if you're like, I'm happy getting 450 back, then yeah, I would sell it if you're happy with that. It's just too hard to guess what the peak is and what the valley is. Yeah, Dominic, I did look that up. You guys know DeJounte Murray is one of my dudes. He had a really nice game last night. I mean, obviously his numbers are going to get bloated a little bit when A, you play the Pistons, and B, DeMar DeRozan was still out. But man, I love DeJounte Murray. Wow, I'm so behind on questions. I'm sorry, y'all. Ayton and Donovan Mitchell Series 1 are very enticing. It's like people forgot Ayton was the #1 pick with insane potential and was on a phenomenal. Yeah, listen, the Suns are a team that I look up their box scores every time they play a game. And Ayton still hasn't like totally figured it out yet, but I love it. I love the call. I have a DSJ dunk with the Knicks series 11,500. Now it's finally climbing in price. Yeah, I mean, the good news is we talked about DSJ before. I think it's awesome when he was on the Knicks and he was like, Tom, if you're not going to play me, send me to the G League. Let me get some reps in. I like that. Alex says, what about Carmelo, the 15K moment? Thinking about grabbing a few, but lots of good players at his price point. What's Carmelo's price point at right now? Carmelo fits that category of, right, like, I'm not outside of them winning a finals. It's unclear what Carmelo's going to do to increase his value right now, but his value goes up when he retires, right? He's one of those dudes where his value goes up when he retires. Yeah, only $59. I think I actually have like a super low serial of this, like sub 200. I like Carmelo. I don't know. I mean, totally up to you, Alex. I don't know if I'm grabbing a few of them, but it's nice having that. Ooh, DeJounte did dip below 2. Yeah. 197. Y'all are wild. You all are wild. His series 1, I like this, Adam, because yeah, and here we go, like that too. RJ Barrett is underpriced here. I think because, and I actually should have pulled him up. So shout out for you guys for calling that out, because he had a really good game last night. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, this goes back to the PJ Washington conversation. Shout out to everybody, take a drink for PJ. It's like we don't count them as rookies because they were rookies last season in Series 1. Like, we're only focusing on the 4K rookies, the ones that are like the Peyton Pritchards, Devin Vassels, LaMelos, whatever. Yeah, he's a rookie and he's on the Knicks, and the Knicks are overperforming and everybody's losing their mind. I don't understand why he's not going up as well. So I just want to double check what his price is on stuff. So 35K, it's 13, 15K, 47. And this is a Series 1 right here. First moment on the site, sub 900. I mean, it's getting all the badges. Why aren't we freaking out about Series 1 getting all the badges, but we are freaking out about Series 2? Yeah. Yeah, and then you were, I know you put in one of the RJ comments. Yeah, Series 2, only 47. So this one won't get all the badges, right? The Series 2 won't get all the badges, but still like you're a low entry point for a dude like that has a lot of potential. I don't know. I don't know what RJ's ceiling is. I mean, last night it looked like, wow, dude put up, I think, almost 30 points, or maybe he did put up 30. So yeah, I don't know, but he does seem underpriced. That series one, that it should be higher. It should be higher. Jeremy says, rising star, Wiseman coming back in, market, nice little bounce back. Yeah, we are seeing that. We are seeing that. Dan, what's up, Dan? Looking at buying LaMelo's first moment, but it jumped nearly a K over the last few days. Man, it's tough to peg the market right now, right? There's, it's tough to peg like the high and the low of this. Yeah, it's back up to 3,700. Wow. Yeah, it did start feeling like a steal at 2,700, right? Or 26, wherever it landed. His rising star moment, though, holding in that like 46 to 4,800 range. Yeah, I don't know if it's going back down anytime soon. It does feel like we're leveling out a little bit, though. We're not seeing the wild swings that we saw before, and maybe that changes as new users come in or as challenges continue. I think it's a good sign that we're seeing it pop back up a little bit. I was nervous we were going to, I still very bullish on it long term, but was nervous that we were going to be hitting a bear run for a little bit. So that is nice to see. Yeah, I would imagine as the challenges get closer, going back to rising stars, that we'll see those prices creep up. That's why I'm trying to scoop some of the Zion stuff right now, while everyone is focusing on the Anthony Edwards challenge. Zion's coming after, but it hasn't been officially announced yet. So I'm hoping those go under the radar a little bit, so I don't have to spend $55K on that. All cap Zach Campbell. Will Barton will get badges. That's true. It's his first moment on the site. His only moment on the site. Yeah, there, Manuel. Oh, shout out to Manuel over on the West Coast. Yeah, I think it sounds like that's what's happening, right? That they're going to start. I think it's keeping it's incentive to continue to collect. It's incentive to collect. Spend the 400 on a series one or invest in rising star. It depends. It depends which rising star you're looking at and how much you like them. Yeah. Yeah, that's OG. Great point. Don't bet against Zion, KD, or Bron. Pay that money. Yeah. Colin, tell me one of your jokes when you audition and I'll drop a like. All right, let me think about it. Also have the Olympics this year, so talk. So you know what? Yeah, Daniel, this is a good question because they've said they don't have the license to do Olympic stuff, but you're right. They could do like an Olympic pack where it's the players that made the Olympics. That's true. But they can't, I don't think they could do moments from the Olympics though. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot. Wow, I am so far behind on the chat, right? Because I'm seeing a lot of people. I missed a lot of the LeBron. A lot of people going after LeBron. We love that. Nice. I'm trying to sell Beal, seeing stars at peak, and hold Unibrow, seeing stars until playoffs. Yeah, I like that. And we do think AD is going to be a part of the LeBron one, right? Tampa Bay Tommy, dude. Thanks for coming in, man. Congrats on the ring, bro. I think, where's the market going to be a year from now? Man, who the fuck knows? But I think the cool thing about this, and we say this almost every morning, right? We're still so new. We're still so young, and there's still so many more people to get involved. No, they're not even marketing yet. That's what's wild. They're not even marketing, and announcers are dropping Top Shot, commentators are dropping Top Shot, players, ESPN. This is all organic marketing. And this is before the NBA is doing a commercial, which clearly is going to happen. So it does feel like we're going to have way more people. To have over 200K users with moments prior to any sort of planned promotion is nuts. And to still be in beta, we got to say in beta. So a year from, I hope it's freaking high and we're all quitting our jobs. That's where I hope the market's at. Kyle K. got the Team LeBron collected, debating whether to scoop the AD since he wasn't part of the Durant challenge, but also doesn't make sense. This is what I'll say about this, and I don't know anything. I'm a big dum-dum, so keep that in mind. But Team Durant had 12 moments and Team LeBron has 11, right? And AD's not included. So I don't know. Feels like AD might be there. Yeah, he'll be on LeBron. I've had to get 12 and 12. Thank you. All right. So I could have just shared Jeremy's comments instead of saying it like I was a smarty pants. Oh, man. Is that DSJ? I don't even know who DHJ is. And I feel like I should, but I don't know who that is. So help me out, Adrian. What else we got? Yeah, I agree with this, Daniel. And this is kind of what I've been working with. Oh, you know what? Speaking of the Kings too, man, De'Aaron Fox is on a wild run right now. Like he's turned into a 30-point scorer, and he is someone who is wildly disrespected on this site. Buddy Hield too, and we've talked about Buddy a couple of times, but dude, look at this. His Series 2 15K is $32. This dude, like his Series 1 first moment is no, that's not his first moment. I'm sorry. This is his first moment, 655, which still, I mean, that's a little pricey, but I mean, it's not terrible, right? For somebody who's just like popping off. And the Kings have to make a move. Kings, I don't know if they're going to play 3 guards moving forward because like Buddy Hield, Fox, and Halliburton. Like, are you going to run those 3 out there because they're all too good to come off the bench? I mean, I guess you could make the argument that Buddy could be a 6th man, but I don't think so. So Buddy's first moment is freaking 163. 163 for Buddy's first moment. And I think the Kings are moving off somebody, and it's either Buddy or Harrison Barnes. And if it's Buddy, I mean, Buddy's the type of guy that he goes to a contender and like drastically impacts. Like imagine if you had Buddy, if you swapped Buddy and Gary Harris on the Nuggets, or you swap Buddy and I don't know who's somebody on the Suns, or I don't know. Buddy going to a contender is very interesting because everybody needs 3-point shooting, right? So the Kings are super undervalued. I said the same thing about the Suns. Also, Harrison Barnes is on the site, right? What's Harry B? He's only got the metallic gold Series 2 for $750, but like he might get traded. So I agree with this. I agree with that comment. Oh, man, and I lost. Oh, there it is. Oh, Airy Vision. What's up, dude? Glad you made it. Oh, and there we go. I know he plays on the King, but he is balling. He is going wild right now. I have 2 PG-13. Yeah, he was on Peeing Stars. He was on Peeing Stars. Yikes. He was in the Team LeBron. If he was on Team LeBron, yeah, we hold for a little bit. We at least wait till that challenge kicks off, right? Also, good reminder, if you haven't subscribed to the channel. If you haven't liked the stream, let's check the likes at. We're at 47. Again, we're at half of the people that are here. So we want more people. So just please hit the like on the stream. It's good for business. Shout out Lupina or M. Lupina for being here. Good to see you. Yeah, so virtual card show, good point. Zion is still young, still a gamble. Yeah, but now I think I've seen enough from Zion that if Zion doesn't reach potential, it's because of bad luck with injuries, right? I'm no longer concerned about his talent or like figuring it out. Dude is a beast. So I'm all in on Zion. I have Julius Randle. You think it's time to move on from that? If it's your plan to move on, yes. Like I wouldn't wait for it to go back up because I don't know if that happens. So if it's your plan to move on, move on. A lot of questions about the badges this morning. Yeah, I think it still gets a price bump, right? A lot of people are being like, hey, we all know about the badges, right? We all know about the badges. But inevitably, someone will put in the chat, what badges are you talking about? Like, I do think there's still a handful of collectors that don't know what the badges are. But then there's also like what happens subconsciously as you see a shiny thing. You're like, man, fuck, I don't have any moments with badges. I need to get in there. So I do think there's still meat on the bones with that. So yeah, I think it's there. Jason, so I heard, I'm reading this as a rumor. So I heard if a player gets traded, that turns their moments to LE automatically with old team. So what it does, yeah, they'll stop the minting process, right? So if only like 20,000 have been minted, bang, it's over. And like a good example of that is Jarrett Allen. So see how this is. Oh no, there was 1 out of 5K. This move right here. So he got traded halfway through this, so it became a 5K moment. And that's why you're seeing it at 85. It's also a nice dunk. Although, man, I hate that Brooklyn floor, that gray. I really don't like the gray scale at the Barclays. Is where I'm at. Of course, we got to make the baseball reference that the Club Top Shot loves to bang the drum on. Still in the first inning. Still warming up. Wow, we're talking about Daniel House? Oh, DHJ. That's the DHJ. All right, wow. I'm behind on the chat, guys. So many people here today. Danwell House. Yeah, wow, that is pretty cheap. Series 1, that's pretty cheap. He's another one. I mean, he's not as good as Buddy Hield, but he's going to get moved, right? The Rockets are aggressively trying to lose games, so he's definitely moving. And he's someone like clearly can play on a playoff team. Maybe not starters minutes, but is an impactful guy, 3-and-D type dude. Oh, shout out DJ from Germany. Picked up Edwards and Wiseman triple bet. Wow, DJ, big pockets, huh? Edwards and Wiseman. I like it. I like it, man. The Edwards call is nice too, because I talked about this yesterday, but they are using him differently, right? They are using Edwards differently. He, if you, sorry, I've seen Allen's comment too, but yeah, they're using Edwards differently. He's like closing games right now. It looks like I was so stunned by that Blazers game where you had Cat, who's like your dude. And I thought they were going to run the offense through him. And Edwards is like dunking on dudes, hitting step back threes, making decisions. So, man, I big L on Edwards. And this is what, if you need, this is good advice. I think you need to see a doctor if you're peeing stars. I think that's accurate, Alan. Thank you. What else we got? Yeah, see what badges? What badges? Have we figured out how to tell a first moment? So for series 1, what I've been doing, all of their first moments seem to be what their metallic golds are, right? So when you look up, like DeAndre Ayton, I think is what he has multiple series 1 moments. And I thought it was always by date is what I went by, but I believe I was informed that was incorrect. But and maybe it is by date, so someone can tell me if you guys know. But yeah, the metallic gold is also their first moment, right? Sub 250 for DeAndre Ayton, series 1. Oh, I got to go get that. Also, I might own that. I should double check if I own that before I get it. Dominic, John Wall's is a good moment to grab since it will get a badge too, even if it even features Fat Harden. I like that as a value add. Hey, guys, John Wall's going up. Have you seen Fat Harden? Yeah, that one. And also Gordon Hayward. Those are the two 12K ones that stick out. Ooh, here in Italy. Shout out. Thank you, Andrea, for checking us out. PJ Tucker might get traded. Do you think he's undervalued at 8? I mean, even if Tucker wins a championship, are people excited about PJ Tucker? Maybe I just have hate toward as a daily fantasy player. I think PJ Tucker always kills me because I barely play him, but it's like he looks exciting because he played 35 minutes a game, but he's just getting exercise in and playing good defense. Thought investing Anthony Edwards at 60 was way overpriced. Now he's at 62. Is that the 35K moment? I want to pull that up. I also want to pull up Halliburton's 35K because I've been paying attention to those ones too. Yeah, I'm not saying go wild with these moments, but Anthony Edwards, again, his ceiling is like pretty high, and he's already 92 for the 35K moment. And let's pull up who's the other one I just Halliburton. My man. Halliburton, that one feels too cheap. Again, the Kings, he's got the Kings problem. And Wiseman just had a 35K moment too, right? And that's at 54. Oh, I love those dudes. Love those dudes. Virtual, if you spend a lot on series 1 and second guess yourself or the guy gets injured, do you sell it at a loss? I mean, right, that's up to you, right? Me personally, I think I've just have like dug my heels in and I am sticking. I'm team hold. I think the only time I'm thinking about moving stuff is if I'm trying to buy some other stuff I'm excited about. Like I've talked about the Marcus Smart hollow, and he's somebody who was hurt. It was series 2, but I'm thinking about moving that so I can get some other things I'm pretty excited about. But overall, man, if I put money in and I'm not, unless I'm out on the player. If I'm out on the player, then I'll cut my losses. If he gets injured, I don't know. I'm still hanging around. Like TJ Warren's, like if you got that TJ Warren series 1 at 150 and it's down to 100 or whatever, and he hasn't been playing, hey, I'm not concerned about that. No, I'm holding. Ooh, let's talk about Killian Hayes. I know someone, Oh, wait, the answer our question, Mike Knight, thank you. You can look it up by when it was minted. That's the right way to do it. So thank you, Mike Knight. I appreciate it. All right, let's go back to Killian Hayes because we were talking about TJ Warren. Good. Let's talk about Killian Hayes. Yeah, I like Killian Hayes, and under 400. I know this is another good example. If you bought Killian Hayes a little bit more expensive than this, and you're like, oh man, he's not playing. Do I have to freak out? Right? He's getting all them badges. I'm still pretty high on Killian as an NBA player, even though it looks pretty bad. Like he's got to fix that turnover shit. But yeah, I think Killian's very good, and I think he's on one of those teams where he's going to get, like Anthony Edwards, he's going to get a big run. Because the Lions are bad too. The Detroit Lions are bad, but the Detroit Pistons are very bad. But they're going to play fun, competitive games, which is exciting. They're going to lose every game by 8 to 10 points. So when Killian comes back, I mean, he's going to play minutes. Like if you're the Pistons, are you trying to develop DeLon Wright more or Killian Hayes? Like Killian Hayes is going to get those minutes. So yeah, I think there's still a lot of room to run with my man Killian. Do you see Edwards' moment go? You like that $92 moment? I don't know. I mean, you're going to see more of them hit the market, so maybe it comes down. But every time Anthony Edwards goes up and puts up 30, people are going to be like, I need that Anthony Edwards moment. So I don't know. Again, I said this yesterday. I still haven't like wrapped my head completely around the 35K serial moments. So I'm still paying attention to the market and what it's doing. So I honestly thought they were going to come back down, but I think what we're seeing, and this makes sense, what we're seeing is the price for stars and young potential stars are going to keep going up. And then you're going to see like the PJ Tuckers at $8, Ooh, serial talk. I would encourage you, Jarrett, to come back when we do our full show with we do some nighttime shows, some late night with Greg and Dustin. And Greg is like the serial savant. I've kind of been just like serials 1 through 10 and jersey numbers plus the last one are very valuable, which is like such a boring take. But I don't know. I can see collectors being excited about it. So maybe. Jarrett, I bought a 9.9. See, that seems cool. Straight 9s for Donovan Mitchell. And it's Donovan Mitchell. I like it better. Like I wouldn't mess around with that with like Bismack Biyombo. But when you're doing it with someone who's like really good, I like that. So Donovan Mitchell's really good. I like that. Sabonis or Ayton. Man, you guys are trying to make me pick like who I love more, my mom or my dad. Which I guess for some people that won't be a hard choice, depending on how you were brought up. But let's pull up Sabonis and let's pull up Ayton. I love both of these dudes. I think right now, so Sabonis Series 1 is going for 268, criminal, and this is for 249. Whoo, baby. I guess it depends. I mean, Sabonis still has a little bit more of a ceiling to go. Like Sabonis looks awesome. He's the best player on the Pacers. It's funny. These are both teams that people are like, whatever. I don't want to own a moment from them. Like Malcolm Brogdon's a really good point guard, and he's like min price on this site. You can get him for like $6. I really like Sabonis, and I really like DeAndre Ayton. Sabonis is a much better player, but I could see if Ayton figures it out on a Suns team that goes to like the conference finals. Oh man, you know what? Buy them both, Beamer. I'm just kidding. Not financial advice. But yeah, this is so tough. This is so tough. I would say Sabonis is definitely going to continue to grow price-wise because we're just going to keep seeing him make all-star teams, and Ayton might never make an all-star team. So if you want to gamble a little bit, it's probably Ayton because who knows? Ooh, virtual card show. These are hot takes. I vote Ayton, and I'm a Pacers fan. What's up, Roxbox? Thanks for being here. I know there are a lot of questions about the misprint. I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like those are overrated a little bit, unless it's like a LeBron misprint or it's I don't know. That's not helpful, Savon. I know. I'm sorry. Trey says, if Edwards was on a different team, you think he has a higher price? Yeah, probably. If you saw him on the Knicks, look what they're doing to Emmanuel Quickley. Emmanuel Quickley's 4K. Let's look up Let's look those two up. Let's look up Edwards and Emmanuel Quickley's 4K moments, and I want to see the price difference. Edwards. So Edwards is going for 1,400. Oh my God. Oh wait, no, that's not. Yeah, out of 1,400. Emmanuel Quickley, 11. Like, what are we doing? You want to compare ceilings? Yeah, if he was on the Knicks, that would be going for LaMelo prices. That would be going for LaMelo prices. Oh man, I almost plugged in LaMarcus Aldridge. Kill me. Oh, yeah. Look at this. Yeah. Yes, I think so. When Russell and Beasley comes back, surely Edwards used. Yeah, maybe, but like, Jason, this is what I would say. If you're the Timberwolves, like, what are we going to do with D'Angelo Russell? Right? Also, what a bad trade. What a bad trade that Russell won. But yeah, you're right. His usage will come down a little bit. But I tell you what, if he keeps doing this, Beasley's not playing. They will find a way to get rid of Beasley. I don't know who's taking him, but they will find a way. I mean, no, I'm sorry. Russell. Yeah, Russell's not playing. Beasley, who knows? Who knows when Beasley's coming back? Beasley's got some off the court stuff to figure out. All right, here we go. What about Gallinari, Series 1, only 2,492. Yeah, I mean, he should get a first moment badge, right? Series 1. Yeah, wow, 110. That's another one, right? Sorry, 1 second. Having some audio issues on my end. Yeah, that's another one where that's too cheap. That's too cheap for first moment. The one thing, though, I don't know how many years left we got a Gallo or productive Gallo. But again, I love Series 1 stuff in the 100 range is fun. What are we doing, David? How are you going to put Aldridge up in here? You know we don't want to talk about Aldridge. What about Drummond, Aldridge, and Aaron Gordon? I'm assuming because all of these are potential trade rumors, right? Drummond's the most interesting to me. These are all pretty cheap. I have no interest in LaMarcus Aldridge. I'm sorry. If you want LaMarcus Aldridge takes, you came to the wrong place. Drummond's the most interesting, although it's feeling like he might not even get moved. Elvis with some serial take. We love it. We love the serial take. Ugh. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Stim check to get both Sabonis and Ayton. Jovu brought up Killian on last week's stream when he was at 300. Wish I jumped in on it. Yeah, but like, here's the thing. I agree, right? Like when you see it go up 50 or $60, you're like, ah, man. But I mean, that's almost more evidence that you were right to begin with. So then I think you just like figure it out and go get it, right? Because then you're just going to kick yourself in 2 more weeks when it's 450 or whatever. Yeah, Jared, everybody wants that Sabonis after the famous skills challenge. Pistons fan here. Isaiah Stewart rookie moment will be a steal at this point. Oh, dude, I totally agree, Trevor. That's the one I've been eyeing. That one and Xavier Tillman from the new rookies that came out in this last drop. Stewart, and I publicly shout out the 89 Cavs, a fun little podcast that I'm on with a couple of comedians. So search 89 Cavs. But we did a live show, not a live stream show because we can't do anything live. And I just dunked on the Pistons for taking Isaiah Stewart, who was projected to go in like the 40s at 16. But Isaiah Stewart he's got a little Montrez in him, like a tougher Montrez in the sense, like he's bigger. But he comes in and he's like a fun energy guy. I watched him like bang up the Nets this past week. And 250 for all them badges, as we say, 250. I like that. How do we feel about Rudy Gay? Rudy Gay is another one, right, where his value goes up if he when he retires. And like maybe he's another one that like if the Spurs make a move off him, but he seems to be in a nice role there. And he's playing really well. I mean, shout out to Rudy Gay, who like felt like a bust and just is continuing to grind. Shout out to Rudy. Ooh, I love this conversation. And shout out Dustin, one of the co-hosts. I think so, right? I mean, you think about it. Every moment that's not like a run it back moment starting soon will have a fan in it. And at first I was like, once we get fans in the moments again, that's going to be like really cool. And maybe we all put value in that, but every moment's going to be like that, barring another pandemic. So it is going to be kind of wild. I think about that Dame moment that just came out when he hits that game-winning three and there's cars in the background. Like, we're never going to have moments like that again. But especially like the Series 1 moments from the bubble, I do think that continues to have value. Ooh, what do you guys think is the most sexy City Edition jersey? Yeah, I want the chat to sound off on that. Yeah, see, that's right. Whoever the Knicks draft, especially if they're turning it around, man. The Knicks fans are on Top Shot, clearly. Ooh, my sleeper is on Fuego. Hint, 19 years old on the Bulls. We talking about Patrick Williams? Wait, is Patrick Williams is he that young? I thought Patrick Williams like played a few years in college. Wow, 580. Patrick Williams does look nice. I'm enjoying him quite a bit. Virtual, have you checked out Swish for Top Shot? I set my lineup for next week. Yesterday, it's like fantasy basketball for Top Shot. My fiance actually is the one who introduced me to that. I haven't done it yet. I'm excited to look at it a little bit more. But that's cool. That's so cool. Like, this is the type of out of the box stuff that I love, that people are like really getting creative with it. It's really cool. Ooh, Chris Nguyen. I've got 129 in my Dapper. Which Series 1 am I buying? Let's filter this bad boy. 129. Let's list this. Descending. Oh, and also Series 1. Whoops. Here we go. Lou Will. Enes Kanter on the Celtics is fun if you think the Blazers are going to make a run and you get to see Enes do his thing. Oh, right here. Done. We're done. Bruce Brown. It's Bruce Brown. It's too cheap. Series 1. Bruce Brown, he's going to the finals this year. He's playing the freaking 4. He's playing power forward minutes. I'm going Bruce Brown. The DSJ one's pretty cool too. Look at this. Malcolm Brogdon, Series 1, 118. So much disrespect for the Pacers. Miles Bridges is a fun moment. Not Hassan Whiteside. Yeah, those are the ones I'm going to. Jakob Poeltl's fun too, only because now that LaMarcus Aldridge is done, he's guaranteed 25 to 30 minutes a game. And he produces. Like, he had a solid game last night. That's where I'm at. But I love the Bruce Brown. After the Conley challenge is complete, do you see anything preventing all the required cards from immediately tanking? Yeah, they're going to come back down. They're going to come back down. I mean, we saw with the Cool Cats, right? The Cool Cats challenge, those prices were nuts. And then they came back down. I mean, I think if they're good players like that, is Chris Boucher in it? Or is Chris Boucher maybe, who's in there? Bam Adebayo? Like, the good news is they're good players. Like, it's Victor Oladipo, Bam Adebayo. Those dudes are good, so they'll still retain value. But it will come down a little bit. So if you're like refreshing evaluate.market after the challenge, I wouldn't freak about it. Just know that you're buying those moments to get the reward, right? So that might come down. The reward should offset that. So yeah. PJ Tucker, first moment, just over 100 and could get traded. Yeah. If you're picking up PJ, that's what you're hoping for. Do you think prices get softer? I mean, it seems like every time packs drop, there's people out here just trying to get some return on their investment. So they just immediately list stuff. Every time packs drop, it seems like it goes down a little bit, right? All right. There's a business reminder. If you haven't liked the stream yet, listen, we're at 57 likes and there's 120 people up in here. So just quickly hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done that. All right, back to business. Or I guess back to, I don't know. Kawhi, definitely always underpriced. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's because Kawhi's not bringing a lot of energy to the table. I will say, after what the Clippers did in the playoffs, I think everyone's kind of like Paul George too. Let me clear these filters. Paul George. He's got one moment on this, or I guess he's got a Seeing Stars. Oh, he's got multiple moments. I'm an idiot. But his first moment on the site, 388. 388 Series 1 Paul George. What are we doing? So, yeah, I think people are like, hey, man, why did you guys suck in the bubble like that? So, but if you believe in the Clips, I mean, Kawhi's Kawhi's nasty, and he's putting up great numbers this year. So there's nothing Kawhi should turn around. But I think it goes back to like there is extra value in being with a likable, public, personable player, right? And because Kawhi is kind of a robot, I think he gets dinged up a little bit. And I think you see that with Paul George. And that's why you see dudes, you know, like Dame, and who I still think is a little underpriced, but people who are like out there get a little bit more of a bump. Ooh, Jarrett Culver. I mean, the problem with Jarrett Culver right now is he sucks. I think I do see the value in it because he's going to get all the badges, right? And I'm pretty sure Culver was a rookie last year, but he's just either hurt or not showing signs, and he's got the Minnesota problem. So yeah, that's tough. That's tough. I mean, if you're buying low there, which I like, and you hope he figures it out. So it's a nice like low. You're buying the floor and then hoping he hits his ceiling. So I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I just don't like Culver, but I don't hate the buy. Not yet. We're still waiting for updates. Just a lot of speculation so far. A lot of speculation. What else we got? Oh, we're talking about the Miami jerseys. Yeah, all about that Miami Vice. Yeah, those jerseys are great. Going back to that, although I see Alex was like, not Miami. Also, shout out Scalabrini who called him that on Club Top Shot. I love that. Oh yeah, are the bed size? I don't know if those are considered city editions, but those jerseys are sick. I'm not a Nets fan, but I do live in New York, so I feel like I can get away with it. The Grizzlies are nice too. Yeah, a lot of good stuff. Man, too much PJ Tucker stuff in the chat. I think Mike. No, that's not true. Don't you dare put that out there. I think NBA Top Shot, or not the company, not the people, but like the people in it disrespect big men. I've already talked about this. I'm ready to spend some money on Jokic. Bought the LaMelo Rising Star, all in on the Edwards reward. Dude, the prices for challenge moments typically go up or down the last week. I don't know, man. I don't want to give you advice being like, this is how you need to do it. What I've seen though, is that the last week it starts going up and then the last day it tanks. So what the good news is though, if you already have the LaMelo, you gotta go for it. Cause that's like half of what it costs to complete the challenge. So you're already 50% of the way there, but go get it, man. That Edwards moment is going to be very nice. And then you get to walk away with having both LaMelo and Edwards. And even if those other ones tank in value, right? Even if Brandon Clark goes down to 200 or Campazzo goes down, like you're still walking away with the LaMelo and Edwards. And I think as of yesterday, we said, right, only like 215 have completed that Edwards. So what do we think? It's got like 2 weeks left. If it goes up to like 500, so you're going to get a 500 serial Anthony Edwards, like massive dunk of the year. Oh man, I'm not going to go buy a LaMelo because I am a comedian that's not famous. So I don't have that money to go buy that LaMelo. But if I had that LaMelo, I'm completing that challenge. That's where I'm at it. All right, here we go. What do you think about Vucci? Wiggins, Zubats, Bradley. They seem undervalued right now. Yeah, Wiggins is playing like really, really well this year. I like Wiggins a lot, but I think everyone's just thinks you hear Wiggins and you think bust. Zubats is fun, but he had a really good game last night because Serge was out. Avery Bradley's on it. Yeah, they all do seem undervalued. I think out of all of those, Vooch is the guy that I would go get because he's the best player. Vooch or Wiggins. I think there's a pretty big drop off for me for Zubats and Bradley. But yeah, I like Wiggins. Man, I was talking about that again, shouting out my own podcast. Was talking about this the other day with Wiggins. Like, I really like Wiggins. I think he's like figured out his role. Like, he's not gonna be a superstar, but he can get you 30 on any given night. He plays great defense. And he fits really well with that Warriors team. And I think initially the plan for the Warriors was to flip him, right? Flipping him like he was in a challenge on Top Shot. But I like Wiggins. This is a fun question. Once Top Shot advertising starts, which fan base do you think will get most into Top Shot? Dude, Lakers Twitter is wild. So I think as more Lakers fans get on here, that's why let's look up my boy Horton Tucker. Like it's dude, Horton Tucker's first moment on the site is 155. Granted, it is out of 12,000, but yeah, it's gonna keep going up, man. It's gonna keep going up because Lakers fans are wild. And like Horton Tucker's fun. He's like the offensive Caruso on the Lakers. He's really fun, but it is just so funny to see him be that price. Packer Nation, the Giannis 7,500. Yeah, Giannis. I don't know if it's because Giannis just has so many moments, or people are like, "Dude, you've won 2 MVPs. Do something in the playoffs." But yeah, people don't love to Giannis right now for some reason. But dude, Giannis's numbers are wild. His numbers are wild. So yeah, I love all those 7,500 LEs. I think it feels like those are the moments people were moving to complete challenges or like get the Rising Stars packs and stuff. And I mean, I think years down the road, you know, like Durant's moment on there is so nice. The 7,500, I agree. Does feel like there's room to get there. What else we got? Doing this now, so next week I can say I mentioned Denny Avdija, 3 badge moments, looks cheap. Yeah, right. He, I think I brought him up the other day, right? I brought up Denny the other day. Let me pull him up again. He is starting to get wide open looks, and honestly, he's outplaying Davis Bertans right now. 290, yeah, 290 for all those badges. Yeah, again, you know, it's still like a, you know, you're probably not thrilled to spend $300 on a dude who's averaging like 8 points a game, but you're right, all those badges, and that's one of the upsides of buying these rookie moments, right? Is if he takes off, you have his first moment, 4,000 serial that is going to get all those badges. And if he doesn't take off, that sucks. but that's why you're going after it, right? If Ant goes off against the Lakers again tonight, his prices are going to spike. They went up 500 initially after his last game. Wow. Yeah. I like that call. All right, I'm going to hang for like 5 or 6 more minutes. Actually, I got like 15 minutes left. So if you got more questions, fire them in there. Again, do some business. I think the last time I plugged how many likes we had on the stream, we only got 2 more. So please take a second if you haven't liked the stream. Go ahead. It goes such a long way, and I really appreciate it. You know, do it for the coffee. Do it for the morning grind. Oh, I feel like Embiid's 35K Series 2 is undervalued at 23. Yeah. Yeah, man. Embiid is nice. I think the one value hit, like he's still the MVP front runner, and you know that will get a badge. Do we know that we'll get a badge? First of all, do we know that? I'm also of the mind that the Sixers, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with getting Embiid. Embiid is nasty. Embiid is so good. He's playing out of his mind. He should be the MVP, but this is what I would say. I think the Sixers might play a little more cautious with this, right? Because there's no reason to rush him back, because really it's been clear Sixers, Nets, and Bucks, other teams that you need Embiid at full strength to go against those guys. So if they like pump the brakes on Embiid a little bit, I think I'm throwing my money on Jokic for MVP. I'm biased. I love Jokic, and I want him to win MVP, so I'm biased. But I think if they slow his roll, right, if he starts missing a few more games, it's going to be hard for him to win MVP. It's hard. Like, it's going to be in a year that it's so close and you have to rule people out. They're going to be like, well, Embiid did miss 15 of 72 games. That's going to hurt him. Thoughts on James? Dude, I love Wiseman. That's what I would say. That's not like a fun take, but I love James Wiseman. No, I agree. Wiggins is not a bust, but I agree with that. But I do think he's interpreted as a bust when he's like the number 1 overall pick, and Jimmy Butler was like, I need to get out of here because these dudes are soft. I think it's hard to shake that. You know, it's hard to shake what Jimmy Butler did to both Cat and what's his name? Oh my God, Wiggins. What do we think happens to old Cool Cats moments when Cool Cats 3 drops? I don't know. What's his shout out Plunge Father? I know he did a lot of work on this where he showed like where the value of the Cool Cats is. I think people thought the AD was going to be worth as much as the Luka, and then we realized no, that's not the case, because first of all, we hate big men on Top Shot, and second of all, like the value in the value starts and ends with Luka, right? Because people are in the Cool Cats challenge to get the LaMelo. And when you know we're capped at like 3,200 possible LaMelos, and like 15K of these Cool Cat moments are about to come out, we are like assuming the people with the Lucas got the AD, no one else is going to want the AD or the Jokic or whatever. I shouldn't say no one's going to want them because those are still good moments. But I think when people saw those Cool Cats moments keep going up, they're like, oh, it's only going to go up again when the next round. And I think we probably see a little bit of a spike in it if someone's trying to ape into the challenge. But I think the people who got the Lukas also got the ADs, and those people are riding it out to finish the challenge. Now, if all of a sudden the people with the Lukas are like, I want to get off the Cool Cats train and are going to start moving them, then I think you might see a big bump. But if you're already halfway there or whatever it is, 40% of the way there. So I don't know. Right. Yeah, I don't know. Ooh, got 2 THTs at 80. Sharp, Ragnar. Sharp. Jeremy. Oh, Tampa Bay Tommy back in the chat. Good to see you, Tom. Let's pull up Jeremy. And Jeremy's going to put up big stats on a bad team. I like Jeremy Grant. If I'm going to go after it, though, I'm more interested in his Nuggets moments, I think. That's just me, though. That's just me. Thanks, James. Shout out, James. MJ Flipper. Am I the only one that actually plays the moments? Not just look at the price, like my showcase. Yeah. No, I think people play those moments. I think there's a lot of value in that. I think as this platform continues to grow, like the moment is going to become way more important than just the player. I mean, the player's obviously going to be more important. But when you're deciding between, like, I don't know, what's a good example? A Jeremy Grant or Kobe White, say. I think the moment comes into play. If Jeremy Grant's like hurdling Blake Griffin versus Kobe White hitting a step back three, I think those moments come into play a little bit more. So I agree. I think you got to play those moments, baby. Remember that a lot of people these days watch your stream on their TV or Xbox, and it's complicated to. Oh yeah. Shout out. Thank you, Virtual Cards. Thank you, Virtual Card Store. Card Show. What's up, V Clampin? Good to see you. Billy, update from Billy from earlier. Spending $400 for the Zion Dunk, 15K LE, and Bruce Brown series thoughts. Whoo, baby. Hey, you don't listen. You already said you already saw me freak out over Bruce Brown. I like it. Not financial advice. Yeah, I like Brown. I like Bruce Brown. Yeah, I'm on pay. I like it. Whew. And that, what good analysis. You guys put something in. I'm like, yeah, I like it. Eric Gordon. I think that probably continues to go down until Eric Gordon gets traded or comes back, right? Allen. Yes. Yes, Allen. Okay, we did this yesterday. Let's do it again. Metallic Gold Series 1. We're going to list by descending. Here we go. Let's do this together. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. LeBron, 72K. Sure. Luka, 26K. Sure. Curry, 22K. Zion, 22K. All this makes sense, right? Harden, 19K. Fine. Embiid, 18K. Yeah. Giannis, probably underpriced. I'm not saying go pay 16K, but like, you see what I'm doing here. Ja, sure. Kyrie, sure. What the hell? John Collins, 12.5. What the hell's happening? Kawhi Leonard below John Collins. What's happening? Zach LaVine. Okay, notice who we haven't gotten to. Check out Allen's comment. Love Joker. Jaylen Brown. What? Kevin Porter Jr. I get it, but still. Fred VanVleet. What? No disrespect to Fred VanVleet. Joker 7,800. I will say the Joker's gone up like 2K since I started doing this. He was at like 6K when I started. What is happening? And we can say we disrespect big men all we want. John Collins, Nikola Jokic. What is happening? Anyways. Ooh, Jeremy, I've been torturing myself whether to sell Wiseman, Rising Stars, or hold. You know, we talked about this, right? And yeah, I'll let you. He corrected himself. We talked about this, right? Where the one nice thing about Wiseman and like the Ja is like I think they're going to be good. We've seen enough that we're not like, it's not like Campazzo where we're like, hopefully he figures it out, or Denny Avdija, right? Where we're like making a bet. It seems like Wiseman's going to be the real deal. So, I mean, I understand selling it because you're like, I can get 2K for this and then invest it elsewhere. But I also understand the hold. Here because Wiseman's good. This is out of 2021. This is less than his first month. Like, I love it. I love the hold here. How are we feeling about Welcome to the Family Challenge? Madison. First of all, no one's asked that. And what is this? What is this challenge? I can't believe this breaking news. Mike doesn't know what he's talking about. We get some Wiggins talk. Wiggins talking here. What else? V Clampin asked what I've been buying recently. So I'm going after the Zion, I think, because I get the same logic that I had with the LaMelo. Like if you got the LaMelo Rising Star, go get Anthony Edwards. Same thing. I've got the Halliburton, so it's like I gotta go get it. Update: the coffee's cold now. That wasn't fun. Bradley Beal does seem underpriced for what he's doing, because he does seem like he's going to win the scoring title. It's just, again, it's tough to be on bad teams. Chris, I like this, right? I like this Kemba. I like the analysis of Kemba right now, because I was pretty frustrated as a Celtics fan. I'm a homer. His series 1 is 204, and I was ready to move off Kemba. I've got his rare Eastern Conference final right here. And I was ready to move off of that to invest elsewhere. But it does seem like he's got his bounce back. And if you believe in the Celtics, if they're going to do anything, Kemba needs to be who he was. So yeah, I like the thesis of what you're doing here. So if you're buying in on Kemba, you're believing the Celtics are going to figure it out. I think what I would like to see from the Celtics first is them to make a trade, because I want to know what the core is moving forward. Because I think not the core, but what the team's going to look like into the playoff run. Because right now, I don't think the Celtics can do shit in the playoffs. So until they make a move, then I'd be like, okay, I believe in this team a little bit more. But if Semi Ojeleye is playing 30 minutes, I hate it. But yeah, I think I think his first moment is actually the assist, right? So the assist is 360. Feels underrated. I mean, undervalued. I agree. You think completing the Rising Stars right now for 375 is worth it? Should be interesting to see how many people complete this challenge at its low cost. You talking about the Seeing Stars? It's going to cost more than, well, no, you're talking about the Mike Conley challenge, right? You're talking about the Mike Conley challenge? I want that to come down a little bit before I get in, is where I'm at. What do you do with D'Lo? What's his value like? I think if you're already in on D'Lo, you just hold. You hold and hope. Like, you're selling so low on D'Angelo right now if you do it, that I'm just holding. Oh, Jace, I love this. My fiance had 2 really good ideas. Also, shout out for my fiance for being super into Top Shot. And she's got her own podcast with a good friend of ours called Watch Me Work Pod. So follow Watch Me Work Pod. They got good stuff. And they're excited about the WNBA. So when the WNBA really takes off, I think that's where you go for some Top Shot news. This is what I was saying. She had 2 ideas. She wanted a blooper one. So just like crazy ass things, which I would put Robin Lopez's moment in there, where he does this like circus sideshow Bob layup that shouldn't be called a layup or jump. I forget what it's called. Like DeJounte Murray series 1, where he kind of like overhead throws it in the hoop. Also a reaction pack, which I thought was a really funny idea. So like there's one where like, I think Ja throws a dunk down against the Pelicans and Zion's on the bench going, or Jimmy Butler when he was trying to get a foul call, make it a technical, and he like peeks. So I love those ideas. I think those are so fun. I hope they do something like that. I really do. I think that's like creative and fun. And I think it can go 2 ways. I think those moments could cost like $1 and it's like, oh, I have it because it's fun. Or I could see them being like considered rare because you're like, remember when Jimmy did that? Oh, thank you. Welcome to the Families of Mike Conley Challenge. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit. It seems really expensive for what that Mike Conley moment's going to be worth, in my opinion. Frozen to death. I mean, oh man, I love Zion. I'm hanging on to Zion forever. But up to you. I just think Zion's going to go to the moon. Drippy, I'm a Pistons fan and I think he's a huge bust. Who are we talking about? I missed this. Or was that just going back to Wiggins? Yeah. Oh, so it's only going to cost you $375 to go. So you're saying you have $375 left to spend to complete it? If you're that close already, then yeah, go complete it. Go complete it for sure. Yeah, Shaq in a full series. Yeah, I love it. I love it. All right, friends, I think we're going to wrap up. No other questions. If you get a few more, I'll hang for like 2 more minutes. I appreciate everyone being here and liking the stream. I saw the likes went up. We go live. I do this every morning. Mondays at 7:30, Tuesday through Friday. I go till 9. I start at 9. So, and then we also, with Greg and Dustin, who are the other 2 co-hosts of Top Shot Takes, we're here a couple nights a week. We usually try to do it around pack drops. We do giveaways. We have a lot of fun stuff. So make sure you subscribe, notification bell, all that stuff, because we hang out a lot. Tom Pierce, best way to spend $400. This is a fun range. I think you can get some really good stuff for 400. So let's do this. Oh yeah, we have Kemba filtered. So that's tough. Wait, take this out, Kemba. All right, Jeff Teague, no. That's where I draw the line. A lot of good rising star stuff. I like this. I mean, I know these aren't their first moments, but I like all of Precious, Nikhil, Denny. This is a long-term hold. Same thing with the Obi Toppin. It's long-term holds if you're going to hold, right? Because they are they're like young and raw. Like Obi Toppin, man. Tom Thibodeau is playing Taj Gibson 30 minutes a night, and Obi Toppin's not stiff in the court. Neither is Kevin Knox. Zion at 394. This is the one. This is the moment right here. That's where I'm going. Paul George is a good one. First moment on the site at 388. I like that. Karl Anthony Towns, Series 1 under 400 seems way underpriced. Jaren Jackson Jr., first moment on the site. I love Triple J, and like his price is too low because he's not playing right now because he's hurt. But that Grizzlies team is going to be fun. It's going to be a fun team when they're healthy and ready to go. So I like that. PJ Washington, let's go, PJ. I'm going to give one more PJ chat right here, right? PJ is $385. It's a Series 1, all the badges. And the thing we got to remember about PJ is he is on the Hornets, who are all of a sudden a good basketball team. They're going to start getting nationally televised games. A lot of his moments are going to be assists from LaMelo. I'm just saying, throwing it out there, some PJ talk. Those are the ones that stick out the most. Karis LeVert's fun one to pay attention to. His old team out of 1,500. He's now back from injury, and he looks good. He looks good. Yeah, Killian Hayes too. I know we talked about him earlier. CJ, Kemba, De'Aaron Fox, all those stick out. A lot of good buys around 400. Here we go. Would love a full JaVale series on bloopers. Love this. You know what? I've been wrong on the Seeing Stars where I wasn't super into it. I think if I was going to, the LeBron one, actually, Jack Settleman had a good take last night where he was like, so you're saying for this price, I can get two of the best players in the NBA? So if you look at it like that, yeah, you go complete the challenge. Yeah. Love Haley. I mean, 12K first moment. I love that. This is a good call too. Anything Luka's probably pretty good. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out today. This was a lot of fun. A good way to start the day. Trade coffee. Feel free to get at me for, for sponsorship. But thanks everybody for being in here. The questions are so helpful when you guys are firing in there. It makes it for much more creative conversation like this. Dre says, player who tested positive in a COVID series. Yeah. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And we'll see you next time. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 o'clock.